14. Once again at 6 p.m., DFW Airport, cloudy, 71, northwest at 15, gusting to 22. Now let's check on your local forecast for the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms. Lows in the upper 50s. West winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, becoming north after midnight. Chance of rain near 100%. Monday, cloudy. A 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning. Cooler with highs in the upper 60s. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, increasing to 15 to 20 miles an hour in the afternoon. Monday night, mostly cloudy with a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening, then partly cloudy after midnight. Lows in the lower 50s. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, diminishing to 5 to 10 miles an hour after midnight. Tuesday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. And now the extended forecast. Tuesday night, clear. Lows in the lower 50s. East winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Wednesday, sunny. Highs in the upper 70s. Wednesday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Not as cool with lows in the lower 60s. Thursday, partly sunny. Highs in the lower 80s. Thursday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-60s. Friday, partly sunny and breezy. Highs in the upper 80s. Friday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 60s. Saturday, mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 80s. Saturday night, mostly clear with a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Lows in the lower 60s. Sunday, mostly sunny. A 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in the mid-80s. The hazardous weather outlook through tonight for North Texas. This afternoon and tonight. Scattered thunderstorms will increase in coverage through tonight across most of North Texas. A few storms could be severe with large hail and damaging winds. Locally heavy rainfall will result in a few instances of flooding across the region through tonight. Spotter activation is not expected at this time. And now the hazardous weather outlook for Monday through Saturday. Thunderstorms are expected Monday mainly across central Texas. A few strong storms with gusty winds and hail are possible. Some isolated areas of heavy rainfall and localized flooding are also possible. The ultraviolet index forecast for April 25th is 8, or very high. The current time is 7:03 p.m. Central Daylight Time. You are listening to NOAA, All Hazards Radio, the voice of the National Weather Service, station KEC 56. Serving the Dallas-Fort Worth listening area. The following reports of weather temperature and wind were made at 7 p.m. Fort Worth Meacham, light rain, 64, north at 10. Arlington, cloudy, 71, northwest at 18, gusting to 25. McKinney, cloudy, 67, north at 17. Denton, a thunderstorm, 63, north at 7, gusting to 18. Elsewhere around the region, Wichita Falls, light rain, 54, north at 9. Abilene, haze, 58, north at 12. Waco, cloudy, 84, south at 17, gusting to 24. Tyler, partly sunny, 82, south at 15. Once again at 7 p.m., or becoming north after midnight. Chance of rain near 100%. Monday, cloudy. A 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning. Cooler with highs in the upper 60s. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, increasing to 15 to 20 miles an hour in the afternoon. Monday night, mostly cloudy with a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening, then partly cloudy after midnight. Lows in the lower 50s. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, diminishing to 5 to 10 miles an hour after midnight. Tuesday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour.
Alrighty guys, what is going on? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. Hope you guys are staying safe. Glad to see all of you guys here. So we have a bit of a stream change here. As you might notice, if the layout is a bit different, I'm still experimenting with it. So if it does kind of glitch out a little bit today, obviously, you know, to be honest with you guys, it's kind of a bit experimental at the moment because I'm just now starting to work with it. I barely made it in time for the live stream here for tonight to get it working, but I think I got a good start to it at least. I've been working on this for the last 2 or 3 hours or so I've been doing this for a while. So I got a whole bunch of cool stuff to show you guys in regard to things. And but yeah, you know, guys, like I said, thank you all so much for joining. Let's go ahead and see here. Let's go ahead and see who is here. I forgot to set up alert boxes, so I'm probably going to do that whenever I'm in the stream here today. Just really quickly, should not take long. Let's go ahead and see here. Abby says, hi, what's up, Abby? Sleet says, Sunday no stream. Yep, Sundays we're going to take off here, even knowing today is Sunday, but you guys didn't know that before, so we're just going to go ahead and do a live stream here for today. We're going to talk about what's going to happen here in the future, because obviously we are monitoring something potentially here. I'll tell you what, there's actually a just chatting tab here if you guys do want to hang out. I think I set it to where that, you know, everything will start popping up here on the side of the screen, so if you guys have any comments, it'll actually pop up right there. So at least I have it set to that. I don't know if it'll work, because obviously, like I said, it's pretty experimental at this point. I'm still kind of working on this here at the moment. But yeah, so this is what we are dealing with here. Let me go ahead and see here. Gabe says, hey everyone. What's up, Online Tough Guy? What's up, Popcorn? What's up, Courtney? What's up, you guys? Hope y'all are doing good here. Let's go and see. Carl says, hello, Andrew. What's up, Carl? Hope you're doing good. Glad to see all of you guys here today. Hope you guys are staying safe here. And obviously, glad to see all of you guys here again tonight. So, okay. So obviously, if you join here, you might be noticing that we are monitoring another severe weather event here in the future. Okay, we've been monitoring this here for the last few days. If you guys were here in yesterday's stream, you'll see that we were actually monitoring some stuff here. So, but yeah, that's what we are looking at. We're going to talk about that here in today's live stream. But anyways, guys, like I said, hope y'all are doing good. Glad to see all of you guys here. So I think without further ado, we should go ahead and take a look and see what we're dealing with here across bits of the nation. We actually are dealing with a bit of thunderstorms kicking off here at the moment. We do have a few that is happening right here across bits of northeastern Texas. We are seeing a bit of thunderstorm action. Like I said, guys, this is still experimental. I'm still kind of working. I might adjust the camera size here. It's a little bit small, but you know, I'll adjust it. We'll see what happens here, and it's kind of a test stream. So if anything happens, obviously, you know, this is kind of the experimental run. Let's go ahead and see here. So he says the South is getting another weather event, part 6 or 7. I lost count. Yeah, the South has been getting hit pretty hard here. Like I said, we're dealing with a bit of thunderstorm activity here across bits of the northeastern side of Texas. However, I do have some good news. There is no active severe weather warnings here other than a flash flood warning and a special marine warning here. We do have a flash flood warning that is in effect here for bits of Texas across the northeastern side here as of now. This does include bits of Sherman, bits of Knollwood here, as well as Whitesboro inside of this as well. Kind of what we are dealing with here. Let's go and see here. Nicole says, hello from Alabama. What's up, Nicole? Hope you're doing good. Glad to see you here. But yeah, you know, nothing too crazy is going on at the moment. We have seen a few severe thunderstorm warnings if you go back here. Obviously, there's one right there. You know, they've been popping on and off here today because we actually do have a severe threat in effect. We're going to get to that more here in a second. But like I said, guys, if you are just now joining us, welcome. Hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. Hope you guys are staying safe. So let's go and talk today's outlook. Might as well go ahead and get that out of the way here. Just a little bit of a hint for you guys. We're actually running on our new computer here. This is our first live stream on my new computer. So hopefully, I mean, we'll see if we have any camera cutouts, which we have not so far with the new setup here. We're gonna watch it though. We're gonna see what happens. Obviously, if that does happen, it's probably my camera's fault, which I don't think it is, but yeah, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. So, switching on over here, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a look here at the screen view. This is the Storm Prediction Center. This is our risk for today. I don't know if I installed the pin here. Let me see. I have. Okay, good. I was a bit worried that I didn't install the Epic pin here, that I can actually, the program, that's what it's called. I was a bit worried that I didn't install it, so that means I can't draw. But obviously, we have this here now, so I can actually draw on the screen. So you might notice we have a bit of risk areas here. We have actually 3 shaded colors. We have a light green. That took a second. Probably just starting off here. We have a light green, we have a dark green, and a yellow. Actually, several yellows here. In regard to things, and these are the areas here we have got to watch here. So, like I said, across the dark, across the light green, wow, this is so much more smooth compared to my other computer. I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but it's seeming a lot more smooth than my other computer did. But we do have a light green, just basically showing you that some thunderstorms could be possible here. Nothing expected to be severe, but it's just a possibility that we could see maybe some severe weather across the areas here. Or sorry, I got that totally wrong. I was looking at my screen here. Anyways. Sorry about that. The light green basically shows that some thunderstorms could pop off, but they're not expected to be severe. The dark green is where that severe potential starts here. From a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest probability, the lowest potential impact here, and 5 being the absolute highest potential impact and probably the highest severity here, as well as the highest probability. So we have a severe threat level 1 out of 5, the lowest threat across the dark green. This does stretch from the southern plains all the way up here to the northern Ohio Valley here across the dark green. And you might notice we do have a second shade. This is our slight risk, severe threat level 2 out of 5. So now we're starting to move up the list here a little bit. We have 2 out of 5 severe threat across these areas here in yellow, with a big one across bits of the western side of the Ohio Valley. Kevin says, tornado season over, or just a break in action from as far as tornado outbreaks. No, it's not over yet. We still have May to go through, really. May is another active month. It seems like it's usually March, April, and May are the biggest, most active months here in regard to that. But severe weather can literally happen any time of the year. I mean, severe weather outbreaks can happen at any point here, literally in the middle of winter. Hint 2000, really last year. I mean, we've seen some severe weather events here in December whenever winter happened. Pretty crazy. Whenever things started getting cold, I mean, you can have these events. They can actually spark off some severe weather here. But, for today's threat, it's nothing too wild. I mean, there is a severe threat level 2 out of 5, but we usually don't stream unless it's like 3 out of 5 or higher, really. That once we reach 3 out of 5, that's when it's needing to be covered. But yeah, that's what we are seeing here. But in regard to tornadoes, we do have a small chance. The lowest percent chance here, which is the reason why we're not live here for today. Lowest tornado threat, all the way across to the southern plains and through bits of the western Ohio Valley. You can kind of see right around in here. Nothing too crazy is expected. Okay, in regard to tornadoes across the areas here. In regard to damaging winds here, this is where things start to get a little bit more concerning here. We are actually seeing our threat kick off here at the moment. So, you might notice that there's 2 percentages, basically just showing you, essentially, basically just a percentage of seeing damaging winds 60 miles per hour or more. So within 25 miles, you have a 5% chance that, damaging winds could strike within that 25-mile radius in the 5% zone. Obviously a higher probability, but the same meaning across the yellow, just at a 15% chance here. In regard to hail, we do have actually a 15% significant chance here. I didn't even notice that. Here across the southwestern side of Texas, this is basically showing us that we could have some instances of hail being 2 inches in diameter and larger. That's actually probably about the size of a Gatorade bottle cap. I'd say it's roughly about this size, so we could have some hail roughly about this size, maybe a little bit larger in some instances, but that's kind of what we are seeing here. So yeah, hail can be a concern here across that kind of netted 15% zone here. Then we do have a normal 15%, basically showing that, basically we could have some, we could have some hail events, maybe 1 inch in diameter and greater, just the size of a quarter, basically, across the regions here. And of course, the 5% chance as well, lower probability with same meaning, potentially over 1/4 size. So that's kind of what we are dealing with here. Let's go ahead and see here. Let's go see. Not Zach says next weekend is supposed to have storms, right? So we're gonna get to that here in 1 second. In Iowa. So we'll watch it. Give me a second. We're going to take a look at that here in a moment. Kevin says, let's hope that there's no more tornadoes this year. I can assure you that there's going to be more. I can almost guarantee you there's going to be more tornadoes. I can guarantee you there's going to be more tornadoes this year. We have a lot of the year to go through still. It's still technically the beginning of the year, basically. But, honestly, yeah, we're likely still going to see obviously are going to see some tornadoes by the time that it's over here. Let's go ahead and see. Let's see. Kevin says, let's hope that there's no more tornadoes this year like the damage to Mayfield was. I was actually live here during the Mayfield event. I was right here in this cabinet you see. This is actually my mom's old desk. I was setting up my laptop right there, and I was live streaming here. Now, obviously, I'm here on a different desk that can support more than one monitor, but yeah, but it was pretty crazy. I was right here in Kentucky. I'm in Kentucky right now. I'm in western Kentucky, right here near Louisville, and yeah, it got pretty crazy, and those storms were angled right at us, and it was actually looking pretty scary, but luckily they kind of faded out there, which is good. Let's go ahead and see here. Laylo says, around what time is Fort Worth going to get strong rain? We just had some rain for an hour, but then it has stopped. Okay, so I tell you what. It seems like you guys have a lot of questions here, so we're going to go ahead and get to that here in one quick second. Tomorrow's outlook here. Large marginal risk here. This actually does include me. No tornado threat, just damaging winds and maybe some hail threat being locally. And then for day 3 here on Tuesday, nothing crazy is expected. And throughout the next few days, there is no extended highlighted area here. So that's what we're talking about other than regard to things. So now we're going to move on here to the future radar. Actually, we're going to take a look here at the NAM 3-kilometer model in regard to our radar and satellite. It looks a lot better this way. If you guys want to follow along in time, it's in the upper left-hand corner. We are looking at the NAM 3-kilometer model in regard to our future radar. So obviously, as we were seeing here, actually, you can go ahead and zoom back here real quick. On the radar view, across bits of northeastern Texas here into southern Oklahoma, we are seeing a lot of rain and a lot of embedded thunderstorms inside of this. Let's go ahead and see here. What month do I think Connecticut has the best chance of seeing a strong tornado? I'd honestly say, Connecticut being a northeastern state, I'd say probably sometime maybe around June or July is probably your greatest chance. Like I said, it can really theoretically happen at any time of the year, but honestly, from what I've seen, because I've lived near the Mid-Atlantic, it's mostly around June and July, and sometimes August, where you have the greatest potential. So, like I was saying, we have a whole bunch of craziness going on there, and we move back here to the radar view. So, like I said, time is in the upper right-hand corner. It is currently 8:20 here, almost, basically 8:18. You can see the time down below in Eastern time here, but we'll go and track down here to midnight. We'll go and see, we actually are monitoring this event here. This is really going to start kicking off a whole bunch of thunderstorms here across bits of eastern Oklahoma. As we do track down here in time, this will eventually stretch into northwestern bits of Arkansas here. Just a big old mess of thunderstorm activity across the region, in which, like I said, there could be some severe storms. But like I said, honestly, it's the lowest tornado threat, which is nothing too crazy, obviously, which is definitely some good news. But there is still a tornado threat, and it's something that we should still monitor, because an isolated tornado could be possible across those areas here we just talked about in regard to things. So we are seeing a possibility of some more thunderstorms firing off here across bits of central and north central Texas into the southern and eastern portion here of Oklahoma and northwestern bits of Arkansas here over the next several hours here, basically until midnight. There is a possibility we could see some possible severe thunderstorms across those regions here. Now, we do track down here even further. So now we're going to track down here to the afternoon hours here for tomorrow. So you might notice there's actually a bit more of convective stuff happening here across bits of Texas. A little bit more thunderstorms starting to kind of fire off here. It kind of looks like here, and this will continue here, pushing to the east. Maybe some isolated thunderstorms being possible. And like I said, we do have our severe threat here across bits of the Ohio Valley into the Tennessee Valley here, kind of right around where I'm at, actually. Potentially seeing maybe some low-end severe thunderstorms being possible in regard to things. It's definitely a possibility. So we're going to continue watching this here. Like I said, this is for this event, but this is not the event we're monitoring here in the future. Just giving you guys a little bit of a heads up. That's actually a different event. Okay, and that's something we're about to go over here right now. So let's go and take a look at our questions. Obviously, we have a few that's going on here. So I had a question. Let's see. Okay, what time is the rain? Or what time is Fort Worth going to get strong rain here? So, since we're on the future radar, Fort Worth is, honestly, it kind of looks like you might get your strongest rain here between 2 o'clock in the morning. Remember, this is in Eastern time, so 1 o'clock for you. I'd honestly say between 1 o'clock to 5, honestly. It's kind of a big margin, but, these models, I'm giving them a little bit of wiggle room because they're not perfect by any means, but they're just giving you an idea of what you can expect here. But yeah, I honestly say that, but between 1 in 5, here for early tomorrow morning here. Kind of what we're talking about. So I'll tell you what, y'all, we're going to go ahead and switch here over to the COD models. Okay, I want to take a look at this. We're going to go ahead and switch here over here. We're going to switch our screen here. That way we can see it. So this is the overall instability in the atmosphere. So now we're moving into the future, okay? So now we're going to talk about what's going to happen with the other severe weather event. This is the one that's currently going on here, kind of the remains of the nastiness we've seen over the last few days. Now, we track down here in time, obviously we're going to start to see, still some instability across bits of the southeast, maybe some thunderstorms, and a few severe thunderstorms are possible. Kind of see it indicated by all the energy that's in here. Now, we track down here in time, like you might notice that things get a little bit quiet here for bits of the 26th into the 27th and 28th. But watch what happens. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to get a new area of low pressure kind of developing kind of a similar scenario here across bits of the central portions of the United States. And what this is going to do is it's going to drive up a whole bunch of warm air here from the Gulf of Mexico into the central United States. So this is the reason why it gets so warm basically before, these events happen. It's because you get, this area of low pressure rotating counterclockwise, stirring up the atmosphere and dragging up warm air here from the Gulf of Mexico. And the reason it's so daggone cold is because that cold air wraps down behind it due to that counterclockwise motion. So kind of an example here, we'll draw an area of low pressure right here, rotating counterclockwise, basically in this direction. You can kind of imagine that spinning in that direction, and you can imagine just pulling in the atmosphere along with it. It's just mixing it up like a big old whisk, basically, and pulling up a whole bunch of that warm air, because obviously the further you go down south towards the Gulf of Mexico, obviously it gets a little bit more obviously it gets a little bit more warm, and there's a lot more humid air down there. A lot more water is being evaporated from the Gulf of Mexico, and all of that wants to drive its way inland. And you gotta think, the further you go up north here, the colder it gets. Because obviously it's more dry, a little bit more cold. You're away from direct sunlight, so all that cold air starts pulling down, and the warm air pulls up, and that intersection point right there is your cold front in terms of where the thunderstorms love to fire off ahead. So that's kind of what we're talking about. That's kind of a basic example. So this is for time. Like I said, the time's still in the upper left-hand corner. It's in Zulu time or universal time. You might see it's 06Z. This is basically for really, really early hours here. We're talking around between probably around 2 o'clock here. I think it's around 2 o'clock Eastern time here in regard to what we're seeing here now on the 28th. You can see the time here is Thursday, April 28th. So we do track down here in time. Now, basically what this is showing us is that we do have a bit of energy in the atmosphere here, which is definitely a good sign for severe weather popping off here. Here's the thing, though. There's a bit of a cap. And like I was explaining before, it's basically like a bottle. If you have a cap on a bottle and you try to squeeze on the bottle, nothing's going to come out. It's the same example of this. If you have a cap in the atmosphere, thunderstorms want to rise, and they're not going to be able to rise due to the fact that the atmosphere is holding it down. So that's kind of indicated by here, these little, striped lines you can kind of see here. But these areas here that kind of go out of the striped lines, that's where there's no cap. And that's where the atmosphere is available to develop thunderstorms. Now, we track down here even further. We consider to see all of this warm air drive its way up here. Really into the afternoon portions here of the 29th, basically the late afternoon, early evening portions here of the 29th. We have a lot of energy here. New area of low pressure located right here. You can see how it kind of pulls in. That's basically what's happening. Like I said before, all that warm air is driving its way in here. We have our warm front, pushing north. That's why it gets so warm here. All that warm air starts pulling in behind it. And then all that cold air, you can kind of see those wind barbs moving down to the southwest and getting pulled into it. That's that cold air backing in behind it. So it's a big old mixing machine. And the interaction between that warm moisture-filled air and that cold, dry air, complete polar opposites, causes a bunch of energy to be developed here, in which we have a lot of energy in the atmosphere. Now, like I said before, honestly, we're seeing values here, really for severe weather. I've seen it over 300. Really, that's bare minimum. I've seen, really think anything over 500 is okay, but anything over 1,000 is good. And we're actually seeing this well above 1,000. We're seeing near 2,000, near 2,500 across bits of Kansas. So obviously, kind of a bit concerning here. We have a lot of energy in the atmosphere. So I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and grab a sounding here across the eastern side of Kansas. We're going to take a look and see what this has to say. Now, I don't expect you guys to know how to read this, but here's kind of an example here. So what I'm seeing here based off of everything is that you might notice we're just going to pay attention to this side of the graph. Now, I understand it might be a little scary looking. I promise you, it's nothing crazy. It's honestly nothing scary here. Let's go ahead and see here. What I think about these storms are next week here hitting Stuart, Iowa, west of Des Moines here. Could anything be severe? Okay, so let me read the sounding first, and then we'll take a look at that. So we're just paying attention to this side now. Basically, what this is showing us is the temperatures and all types of stuff throughout the atmosphere. So imagine this. Here is the ground. This is what the surface is like here. This is the ground, and this is way up in the air. We're about 15 kilometers, so it's pretty high. Just over around 40,000 feet, just over 40,000 feet here. And we're talking, this is basically looking at the atmosphere from a side angle, okay? So then here's your 6 kilometer line, here's your 3 kilometer line, your 1 kilometer line, and here's the surface. So you can kind of see here, here's the markers, here's 12 kilometers, and you guys can kind of convert that if you want to. So it's looking at the atmosphere from the side. Now the red is basically showing us our outside temperature. As simple as that. Our outside temperature in the red and our dew point here in the green. Now you might notice that there's some numbers down here. This is actually your temperature profile. So your 0, this is 0 degrees Celsius. So this marks your freezing point, but it goes diagonal. It doesn't go straight up and down. Okay, so basically all of this is above freezing and all of this is below freezing. So this is showing us that everything back here is below freezing. And what this is actually telling me, like I said, I don't expect you guys to know how to read this. There's a lot of dry air here across the mid-levels. Basically, the further your reds and your greens are from each other, your dew points and your outside temperatures, the more drier the air is. And this is actually very supportive of hail being a concern here. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. So hail is going to be a concern with this. There's a veering wind shear pattern. It's basically shooting here to the north, basically to the northwest here, and eventually changing over to the northeast. So you're having a bit of rotation, turn in wind speed as you go up in the atmosphere, which actually might allow for tornadoes to be a concern here. DCAPE here is just around 1,400. So what this is telling me is extreme damaging winds, tornadoes, and large hail is all going to be a concern. It's actually a pretty nasty looking sounding. So that's what we're talking about. Now I have a question here from Not Zach. Was going to change here back to my original COD view. You want to know about area here basically west of Des Moines. So there's a lot of wind shear in effect here west of Des Moines, but there's really not much instability here. I mean, you can obviously see that. We're going to grab a sounding. It looks pretty capped out here. So we're going to see what happens here. Like I said, I don't expect you to know how to read this. It's kind of a scary looking thing, but I'm just going to kind of explain it in regard to things. So like I said, the shear is there. There is a bit of rotation in the atmosphere here as you go up in elevation. Slight bit of instability here. Yes, DKP around 700. Overall instability around 500. So your energy in the atmosphere is limited. Your shear is there. So I'd say it's possible for an isolated tornado with a few isolated severe thunderstorms being possible here for pretty much the early portions here of the 30th. Okay, we're talking, kind of around a little bit before, if not around whenever the sun's starting to rise here. It's hard for thunderstorms to fire off during the morning time due to the cap inversion, so don't expect if things do change here. This is obviously still a few days out. And then this is actually showing a lot of instability at play here across bits of Texas, I'm realizing now, really into a lot of these areas here. So that instability is going to carry quite far. This is likely going to be a multi-day event here. A lot of instability is going to be at play starting off across the central U.S., moving into the Tennessee, Ohio Valley, into the southeast and the southern plains here. Yeah, this is something we have got to monitor here over the next few days. Okay, so this is going to be a pretty interesting scenario here. Now, here's our temperature. We have a cold front moving through right now. You can actually see right now all that cold air pushing behind here. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to get that new area of low pressure really starting to kick off here. You can see how the temperatures really get really high here. I mean, we're talking over 100 degrees Fahrenheit across bits of north central Texas and to the western side of Oklahoma. So it's going to warm up. That's all that warm air here from the Gulf of Mexico shooting its way up here into the country. The area of low pressure is located right here. And so as we track down here in time, nighttime cooling happens. Obviously that area of low pressure kicks its way up here to the northeast. You can see it's on a northeastern track. And this will drive that cold air down, making it relatively chilly again. I mean, we're talking here 40s yet again across bits of the southern plains. So that's the result of all that cold air backing in behind this. Anyways, guys, so that's what we're talking about here. Nothing too crazy. Actually, it's pretty interesting here. Now, it's not something to worry about quite yet. It's something that we should watch out for. Obviously, like I said, there's really nothing to worry about. Just kind of watch the weather here over the next few days because things are looking pretty crazy. So, all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and head on break here for about 10 minutes, so hang tight, you guys. We're going to be back here shortly, so hang tight, y'all, and we'll be back here with more coverage here in a moment. So, guys, I'll catch you all here in a moment.
Becoming north after midnight. Chance of rain near 100%. Monday, cloudy. A 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning. Cooler with highs in the upper 60s. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, increasing to 15 to 20 miles an hour in the afternoon. Monday night, mostly cloudy with a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening, then partly cloudy after midnight. Lows in the lower 50s. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, diminishing to 5 to 10 miles an hour after midnight. Tuesday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. And now the extended forecast. Tuesday night, clear. Lows in the lower 50s. East winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Wednesday, sunny. Highs in the upper 70s. Wednesday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Not as cool with lows in the lower 60s. Thursday, partly sunny. Highs in the lower 80s. Thursday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-60s. Friday, partly sunny and breezy. Highs in the upper 80s. Friday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 60s. Saturday, mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 80s. Saturday night, mostly clear with a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Lows in the lower 60s. Sunday, mostly sunny. A 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in the mid-80s. The hazardous weather outlook through tonight for North Texas. This afternoon and tonight. Scattered thunderstorms will increase in coverage through tonight across most of North Texas. A few storms could be severe with large hail and damaging winds. Locally heavy rainfall will result in a few instances of flooding across the region through tonight. Spotter activation is not expected at this time. And now the hazardous weather outlook for Monday through Saturday. Thunderstorms are expected Monday mainly across central Texas. A few strong storms with gusty winds and hail are possible. Some isolated areas of heavy rainfall and localized flooding are also possible. The Dallas-Fort Worth climate summary for this evening, as of 7 p.m., April 24, 2022. Today's high temperature was 82 degrees and the low 66 degrees. 0.05 inches of precipitation fell today, which brings the monthly total to 1.64 inches. The total precipitation for the year now stands at 5.87 inches. The normal high temperature for tomorrow is 78 degrees, and the normal low is 58. The record high for tomorrow is 91, which last occurred in 1902, and the record low is 33, which occurred in 1910. Sunset tonight is at 8:05 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow is at 6:47 a.m. The ultraviolet index forecast for April 25th is 8, or very high. The current time is 7:34 p.m. Central Daylight Time. You are listening to NOAA All Hazards Radio, the voice of the National Weather Service, station KEC 56, serving the Dallas-Fort Worth listening area. The following reports of weather temperature and wind were made at 7 p.m. Dallas Love Field, cloudy, 69, north at 16, gusting to 22. Fort Worth Meacham, light rain, 64, north at 10. Arlington, light rain, 69, northwest at 14, gusting to 26. McKinney, a thunderstorm, 66, north at 15. Denton, a thunderstorm, 62, north at 12. Elsewhere around the region, Wichita Falls, light rain, 54, north at 9. Abilene, haze, 112, heat index 109, north at 12. Waco, cloudy, 84, south at 17, gusting to 24. Tyler, partly sunny, 82, south at 15. Once again at 7 p.m. Now let's check on your local forecast for the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms. Lows in the upper 50s. West winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, becoming north after midnight. Chance of rain near 100%. Monday, cloudy. A 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning. Cooler with highs in the upper 60s. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, increasing to 15 to 20 miles an hour in the afternoon. Monday night, mostly cloudy with a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening, then partly cloudy after midnight. Lows in the lower 50s. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, diminishing to 5 to 10 miles an hour after midnight. Tuesday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. And now the extended forecast. Tuesday night, clear. Lows in the lower 50s. East winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Wednesday, sunny. Highs in the upper 70s. Wednesday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Not as cool with lows in the lower 60s. Thursday, partly sunny. Highs in the lower 80s. Thursday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-60s. Friday, partly sunny and breezy. Highs in the upper 80s. Friday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 60s. Saturday, mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 80s. Saturday night, mostly clear with a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Lows in the lower 60s. Sunday, mostly sunny. A 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in the mid-80s. The hazardous weather outlook through tonight for North Texas. This afternoon and tonight. Scattered thunderstorms will increase in coverage through tonight across most of North Texas. A few storms could be severe with large hail and damaging winds. Locally heavy rainfall will result in a few instances of flooding across the region through tonight. Spotter activation is not expected at this time. And now the hazardous weather outlook for Monday through Saturday. Thunderstorms are expected Monday mainly across central Texas. A few strong storms with gusty winds and hail are possible. Some isolated areas of heavy rainfall and localized flooding are also possible. The Dallas-Fort Worth climate summary for this evening, as of 7 p.m., April 24, 2022. Today's high temperature was 82 degrees and the low 66 degrees. 0.05 inches of precipitation fell today, which brings the monthly total to 1.64 inches. The total precipitation for the year now stands at 5.87 inches. The normal high temperature for tomorrow is 78 degrees, and the normal low is 58. The record high for tomorrow is 91, which last occurred in 1902, and the record low is 33, which occurred in 1910. Sunset tonight is at 8:05 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow is at 6:47 a.m. The ultraviolet index forecast for April 25th is 8, or very high. The current time is 7:39 p.m. Central Daylight Time. You are listening to NOAA, All Hazards Radio, the voice of the National Weather Service, station KEC 56. Serving the Dallas-Fort Worth listening area. The following reports of weather temperature and wind were made at 7 p.m. Dallas Love Field, cloudy, 69, north at 16, gusting to 22. Fort Worth Meacham, light rain, 64, north at 10. Arlington, light rain, 69, northwest at 14, gusting to 26. McKinney, a thunderstorm, 66, north at 15. Denton, a thunderstorm, 62, north at 12. Elsewhere around the region, Wichita Falls, light rain, 54, north at 9. Abilene, Hayes, 112, heat index 109, north at 12. Waco, cloudy, 84, south at 17, gusting to 24. Tyler, partly sunny, 82, south at 15. Once again at 7 p.m. Now let's check on your local forecast for the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms. Lows in the upper 50s.
Alrighty guys, we are back here. Hope you guys are doing alright. So we have a bit of new information coming through. You might have seen me scrolling through the radar view here for a minute. We have some new severe thunderstorm warnings popping up here right now towards the end of the video, or towards the end of the live stream here. We started out with none, and now look how many we have. We have 1, 2, 3, we have 6 current severe thunderstorm warnings here. So we got to continue watching this here. You might notice that the radar product is a little bit lower resolution, which I can try to make it a little bit better here, like that. But I ended up switching to GR3 because my GR2 product key messed up for somehow, so I have to call them up and see what's going on over there about that side of things. It's kind of stupid. So apparently my thing didn't want to work anymore. So yeah, we're gonna see if we can fix that here within the next day or so. But yeah, so that's why if you're noticing it's a little bit different here, that's kind of what we are talking about here. Let me see. Let's see. Is that northern Texas on the screen? Northeast? Yes, this is northeastern Texas. You can see right here. Here's Texas. Here's Oklahoma. This is northeastern Texas. We have a severe thunderstorm warning here in effect for Sumner. Bits of Grant here, Hugo, bits of Spear, Spencerville. We have a lot of them popping off here. Sawyer, bits of Fort Townsend, as well as Swink here. So severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect here. 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter size hail according to that one. Just, baseline severe thunderstorm warning. This one is a 60 mile per hour wind gust and $half size hail. This one's a little bit more severe. This one does include Fort Towson here, or Towson, depends on which way you want to pronounce it here, as well as Sawyer and Grant. Now for the one back here, this is $half size hail as well. There's another one inside for also $half size hail. So $half size hail is going to be a concern here. We are seeing the storm here over Hugo at the moment. And what's actually happening here is that the radar is scanning 1.5 inch hail. Slightly a bit larger than quarter size is what the radar is estimating here. So yeah, that is what we're talking about. Mason says hello. I see that back up here in the chat. What's up, Mason? Hope you're doing good. Devin says, hey, what's up, Devin? Hope you're doing good, man. Jonathan says, I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your night here. I was going to say, even though I've been in a tornado warning, I've never seen hail IRL. Well, I've seen it a few times. Nothing too crazy. I've really never seen anything larger than quarter size hail before. But it's loud. It's definitely really loud, coming from experience. And honestly, it's if you're not in shelter, it's obviously something you don't want to witness because hail is, it's pretty okay. It's pretty cool to see, but it can get pretty out of hand very, very quickly. That's the thing about hail. All types of damage, can be caused by hail. From agriculture to wildlife to property damage. Hail is absolutely destructive, and it causes a lot of unwanted things here. Let's go ahead and see here. Matt says hello and good evening, Andrew. What's up, Matt? Hope you're doing good, man. Glad to see you here. Let's see. Alan Jones says, where is the bad storms? I just got on. Obviously, welcome, Alan Jones. Glad to see you here. So, we're seeing some severe thunderstorm warnings popping off here across northeastern Texas. Really the extreme northeastern Texas area here. This does include bits of Powderly, as well as Sumner here. This is for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter size hail. You can see right here. This is our hazard for this in particular cell here. Just a little bit north of that in southeastern Oklahoma. You can see the state of Oklahoma is right here. Oklahoma City is right there. But you can actually see that we do have another severe thunderstorm warning. Now, this one's a little bit more severe. We're actually talking $half size hail being a concern with this one. Now, this one does include Fort Towson, or Towson. It depends on which way you want to pronounce it here. Sawyer, Grant here, Hugo, Spencerville, Spear as well inside of this half-inch hail threat here. So we got to continue watching that. Just northeast of that, we have another one here for Whitesboro, bits of Albion, or Albion. I think that's how you pronounce that here. Albion. So penny size hail, 6 mile per hour wind gust, so just under the severe threat for hail, but the 60 mile per hour wind gust does seem to be the big concern here. So yeah, we have a handful of warnings going on. We have actually 3 to be exact, so that's what we are seeing here at the moment. So let's go ahead and see here. Mikey says more. Let's go and see. Mikey says more storms where. So Mikey, here in the future, we are monitoring another event here down the line. It's expected to happen across the central United States here. I'm going to go ahead and show it on the screen here very, very quickly. We're going to go ahead and switch this over to it right now. Actually, I should probably use this one to look a little bit better. So this is for, basically, this is for the late portions of the 29th here. We've seen a lot of instability at play, a lot of energy in the atmosphere that's going to be allowed for severe thunderstorms kicking off here across the central U.S. And across the southeast. Like I said, this is going to be a multi-day event here. You can see there's a lot of instability at play here. I mean, really anything over 1,000 is good enough for severe weather to kick off. I mean, I've seen it below 500 before, but we're seeing over 3,000, which is way overkill. That's way more than enough energy that we need in the atmosphere to allow for severe weather here. We took a look at some soundings here a little bit ago, in which we actually are going to, we'll discuss that more in tomorrow's video, because like I said, we're kind of pushing towards the end of the live stream here for now. Like I said, we usually, we do live streams here every single day between 8 and 9, on the weekdays here. Actually, I did set up that here. I'll go ahead and show you. We set that up here. So Monday through Friday, 8 to 9. Saturday, we do 9 to 11. We actually are live for 2 hours on Saturday. And then Sunday, we usually don't go live. Even though today is Sunday, you may be wondering why we're actually live here. It's because I just implemented this. I'm just, kind of working on this new stream setup here, trying to get it all working here. So that's why. Let me see here. Try to make sure I don't miss any comments for you guys. That would not be good. If this is northeastern Texas, if you guys wanted to know. Yes, this is in northeastern Texas. So if you're somewhere in southeastern, you're kind of fine. Alan says, okay, thanks. Any that coming to Mississippi anytime soon? So that's a really good question here. So for today, actually here for tomorrow, really, yes, there's a potential you could see maybe some. I'll actually go ahead and show you that right now. Let's go ahead and switch over here. Here's the Storm Prediction Center outlook. This is your thunderstorm forecast for tomorrow. If you're in a dark green and higher, basically, the light green basically shows that some thunderstorms could be possible, but the dark green is showing that severe thunderstorms are possible. That's on the lowest end. See, there's a 1 here next to the green, and there's a 5 next to the pink. 5 being the absolute worst, highest probability of severe weather, as well as the highest potential, and 1 being the lowest probability and the lowest potential. Yes, you are inside of that. Mississippi is inside of this right here, so we got to watch that. So yes, to answer your question, Mississippi is going to be in the threat here for tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be live here tomorrow. I am making a video as well, so if there's anything significant pops up here, I'm still going to be covering it anyways, but just stay tuned for tomorrow's video, because I am going to make a video tomorrow, and I will be able to give you guys an update in regard to that before we go live. So we're doing videos every day and going live every night, so just so you guys can stay up to date with the latest weather information here. That's all we care about. So see, Opus says, could I check Des Moines area here for Friday night? Heard they're supposed to be bad. Any tornadoes, hail, and damaging winds. So Opus, we took a look at Des Moines here in regard to our forecast models here a little bit ago. And what's happening is that there's a lot of wind shear that's here across Des Moines area here. Des Moines being right here across bits of Iowa here. Now the problem is that there is a cap, basically that energy pushing down on the atmosphere, which might prevent thunderstorms from forming. Might have a hard time if so. This is across the early morning hours as well. Now here's the thing: for thunderstorms, you need wind shear and obviously instability. There's not much instability, so that's kind of a strike right there. The wind's there, the wind shear is there. That turning, you can see how it shoots to the north. Basically, this is a compass, pointing to the north here. These little points at the end. The long side is pointing in the direction the wind is going, so it's going here to the northeast. This is here to the north, and this is actually to the northwest. So you can see how it changes kind of funkily across the region here. Yeah, so that's basically what this is doing here. So what this is showing us is that we have a very wind shear pattern. This will allow for possible tornadoes to happen across the Des Moines area here for Iowa. But honestly, like I said, compared to the instability we have in the atmosphere, we're talking around 500 throughout the atmosphere. That's quite low, so honestly I would put this more towards an isolated tornado. Could be possible. This is still a few days out. Obviously those factors can still change this far out, considering that it's still a few days away. So it's something we should monitor here. It's not something that we should put in, engraved in stone quite yet. However, it's something that we should watch out for because it's nothing certain. That's kind of what we're just seeing here for now. Let's go ahead and see here. Trying to figure this out here. Will Northwest Louisiana be safe-ish? So Northwest Louisiana, like I was saying here for Mississippi, Northwest Louisiana does have the chance here of severe weather here for tomorrow. You're also in that marginal risk, that low-end severe threat, so just watch out. There's a possibility you could see maybe, honestly, some severe weather. So just stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Yeah, that's what we're talking about here. Alan says, I just subbed to you, thank. You're very, very welcome, Alan. I'm here for you guys. So let's see, where are the most bad things going to happen? So it's a good question. I am expecting the worst here to happen based off of all of our instability and our wind shear that's here in the environment. We're gonna go ahead and switch here back to COD meteorology here. So you can see right in here, this is where we are having our greatest areas here of instability here. And, the area of low pressure is located just a little bit to the northwest of this. Obviously, the further you go towards that area of low pressure, the speed of the winds is going to kick off, and the further you go down a little bit to the south, the more the instability there is. So kind of a mixture zone. I'd honestly say between Nebraska and Oklahoma, kind of what it's looking like to be the worst here on the 29th. So we're going to watch out for that. It's still a few days out. Obviously, it's still 5 days away, but technically 4 because the day is pretty much over here. But yeah, it is something we should watch out for. I'm going to continue giving you guys updates. Just take the word for it now, guys. It's probably going to get pretty nasty here again. We're monitoring the second event that's getting ready to kick off here. Let's go ahead and see here. So yeah, that's basically where here. Let's go ahead and see here. Alan says, have to get back to work. Thanks for what you're doing. You're very, very welcome, Alan. Like I said, hope you have a wonderful day at work, and you're very, very welcome. Let's go ahead and see your... like the place that might peak. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Jansley. I think I said your name right. So yes, that is where we are expecting the worst here. Like I said, across the central U.S., Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska, kind of we are looking at the worst. Devin says, tweeted some photos on Twitter for me. Let's go take a look here at that. I'm going to switch over to GR real quick before we do that because I don't know if I am signed in here. I think I am, actually. Yep, got some new reports coming in here from Devin once again. Thank you so much, Devin. Oh, wow, look at this. Okay, so we're going to switch here back to our screen view. Here's on Twitter. You posted this a few minutes ago. What is this about? Oh, wow. Okay. Family 2 missing. Oh, that's not good. Mississippi River. Bodies were found. That's obviously not good. Okay. Well, prayers goes out to them. It's very, very sad to see what's happening here. Like, the weather is not something you should take lightly, which is why I'm here to give you guys additional updates. Look at that. That is a heck of a shot. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful shot here. You can see that turquoise that's going on here. That's basically the refraction of the sun beaming off of ice crystals. And in that case, that's the hail core. And if you go inside of there, there's likely to be some big old hail falling down on you. Beautiful shot here. Absolutely beautiful. Here's another one. Crookston flooding in Riverside Avenue. This is in Minnesota, I believe. Minnesota here. Look at that. There's some flooding almost getting up to that window there. There's some roads that are flooded. You should never be traveling in these roads that, even though they don't look to be, that deep, they can be. And you should not take that gamble. Obviously, a lot of flooding going on. That's it's really not good at all. So, like I said, prayers goes out to them. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have been affected by this. A lot of places being damaged and stuff like that. So, we're gonna continue watching this here. And see if anything else evolves here over the next little bit. And like I said, we're going to be making a video here tomorrow, guys. We're cutting towards the end of the live stream. Like I said, guys, thank you all so much for being here. You guys absolutely rock. If you're new to the channel, guys, consider hitting that subscribe button. If you guys would like to support the channel, we do have our link in the description as well as pinned in chat. We do have our merch store as well. Got some pretty cool radar stuff. If you guys want to check that out, it is right there pinned in the chat on the top portion of the chat there. If you guys want to look at that. Stormy says, hey guys, hope everyone's good. You too, Stormy. Glad to see you back here again. Hope you're doing good. Grace says, be safe, guys. Yesterday was not good for me, so be safe. Well, glad to see that you're okay, Grace, at least. Glad to see that you're actually commenting here, for sure. Let's go see here. If you wanted to, no, it's pronounced Jan. Okay. Okay, sorry about that, yeah. Okay, I got you now. Let's go ahead and see here. Matt says, hey guys, what's up? What's up, Matt? Hope you're doing good, man. Abby says, thank you for all you do, Andrew. You're very, very welcome, Abby. I got all of you guys covered here. Let's go see Jan, or I think I said your name. We're just going to say Jan. Okay, I'm just going to call you Jan. In your opinion, what is worse, a hurricane or a tornado? Obviously, a hurricane. Hurricanes are way more widespread, and the fact is that hurricanes can produce tornadoes. So ultimately, it's a double whammy. So yes, hurricanes are much worse here. But anyways, guys, kind of clocking in here towards the end of the live stream. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to throw them down in the chat here. Got you guys covered here. If you have any more, we're going to be live here tomorrow as well. Like I said, we go live here every single day, except for Sundays, which, today's Sunday. But, just because, because like I said, I just now set the schedule. I wanted to let you guys know. And just so that you guys, just so that you guys, wouldn't be wondering why we weren't doing a live stream. So on weekdays, 8 to 9, Saturday, 9 to 11. And on Sundays, we're off. So that's what we are talking about. Matt says, we got storms last night. I'm happy. Well, there you go, Matt. I know you've been wanting your storms here recently. So, yep, that's right. Let's go ahead and see. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. You guys are the best. Thank you all so much for your support. If you're new to the channel, you guys, consider hitting that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. You guys rock. Thank you all so much here. So we're going to go ahead and head off here for tonight. We're cutting off here. Like I said, we end it at 9 o'clock here every single weekend. Like I said, or weekday. Basically, the reason we're live here today, like I said, is because basically, we had that new schedule implementation here, and obviously you guys are probably wondering where we're going to be. But anyways, guys, Abby says, peace out, everyone. Like I said, y'all, thank you so much for joining here. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you want to support us, we do have our link in the description as well as pinned in chat along with our merch store. So, guys, thank you all so much for being here. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night, and I'll catch you guys here in the next one. Take care, y'all. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
80s. Friday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 60s. Saturday, mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 80s. Saturday night, mostly clear with a 20% chance of showers.